The Yankees made it all the way to the World Series last year, so obviously they were doing something right. But a consistent theme throughout their season, and over the last few years in general, has been potential culture issues in the clubhouse, with guys like Marcus Stroman, Gleyber Torres, Alex Verdugo, and a couple others clashing a bit with what has been considered to be, in years past, the quote-unquote Yankee way. Couple this with the fact that there was some real mental laziness issues that came about at multiple points last season, and you have a situation that seems to routinely drive Yankees fans up a wall. But unfortunately for them, it doesn't seem like as we approach 2025 spring training that anything's going to be all that different this year, as already, before everyone's even reported officially to camp, we have some internal controversy. Now, I know a lot of people are probably expecting me to jump on Marcus Stroman for his comments about how he is a starter and that he won't even consider going to the bullpen, but I don't think that's the angle I want to approach this from. Is it not reasonable for a guy who's about to turn 34 in the second year of a $37 million deal to not want to pitch in the bullpen? Heading into another offseason where he'll be a free agent, this could absolutely kill the perception of his value and future earnings potential, which, of course, should be a high priority to him, especially if he doesn't want to or think the Yankees are going to re-sign him. And it wasn't like he was terrible last year either. He was about an average major league pitcher. And it gets even more complicated when you consider the fact that the Yankees performed the worst defensively behind him of any individual starter, making the ground baller's life harder than it probably should have been. So who do I think this cultural issue then falls with, if not him? To me, it's on Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone, who obviously didn't communicate to Stroman their potential role for him over the offseason, that they were even considering using him in the bullpen or having him be part of a six-man rotation. Coming to an understanding on this with all players that it's going to affect is just something that has to be done before February. If they had communicated and he had decided to outright refuse, then they could have at least explored a trade, right? I mean, he's been a consummate 3-4 starter over the last 3 years, and for $18 million, you could certainly do worse, especially if you're on a team with good infield defense. This is like with Nestor Cortes last season, when he was basically moved to the bullpen against his will for just enough time to irritate him, before coming back as a starter, dealing with an injury, and then being thrown into one of the biggest spots you possibly can be in Game 1 of the World Series, giving up one of the more iconic home runs in MLB history in a situation that just felt unfair to the lefty. If New York ever wants to be a complete team from opening day to the last game of the World Series, they're going to need to get these cultural rifts figured out. And like I just said, I think this has to start from the top down. If Stroman isn't the kind of personality you want on your team, don't sign him. Simply put, if management isn't unified on the kind of culture they want to cultivate, things will keep being strained in the Yankees clubhouse, which will then keep causing some of the issues that show up on the field. Now, I want to know what you guys think. Do you blame Stroman for his actions, or do you think he's being reasonable based on the contract he signed and his impending free agency? Let me know in the comments below. Now, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing and checking out any one of these recommended videos. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.